All right. Anybody want to do the intro?
I would usually say yes, but I'm not as peppy.
Dean. Yeah, Dean. You seem very peppy today, Dean.
Do I? All right, fair enough.
It's 64.
Welcome back to Get My Go, episode number 64. I am the Aussie guy, and joining me is a crew that I love working with. Fuck you, Hughesy. we got Chad, Joe Feedy, and Mike Durbin. How are we, gentlemen?
Wonderful.
Oh, Dean, right before we started, you were telling me, or you started to tell me the story of how our good friend, Brother Martin, is once again selling Walmart goods directly from the sales floor.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it would seem that way. I don't know how many allegations I'm gonna throw out there, but Martin is trying another business venture. He's selling AEW trading cards.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No.
Come on.
So anyone, he put out a tweet earlier today, saying to DM him, anyone DM him if you're interested in some AEW trading cards, and he attached some pictures with it, which the background of the pictures does look a lot like a rack that you'd find in some sort of store like a Walmart or somewhere like that. So, interesting business venture that he's taking on. We'll see. I don't know how well the figures went for him, but he's branched out into trading cards. So good on him.
Wow.
Bit of an entrepreneur.
Can you imagine the expression on his face when that skid comes in? Like, oh my God, telling his buddy, we got to hide these. These are as good as gold, man.
I give him credit for actually knowing that the product is hot right now. It's the AEW cards are about as hot as you can imagine. But, I mean, like, buy it, take it home, and take a picture of it someplace else. Not on the skid, not with the little Walmart, little flower things in the background. Like, what a moron.
With your name tag on.
He won't learn, You just got to know when you got a job, you can't do that. You can't do that kind of thing.
What I find most amazing about it is, like, we're just I'm piecing stuff together by the pictures that I've seen, and I know what his job is. Now, I don't think anyone knows what I do for a living, and they certainly don't know the specific place that I work, because I'm not going to talk about that on a podcast. The fact that he sits on a podcast and tells everybody I work at Walmart, that's really, really dumb thing to do.
And he's live streamed from the sales floor, from the break room, from the bathroom, from the garden center outside. He's done it all.
And walk down that aisle with style and profile and realize that guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we are now closed. That's right. So if you would, please bring your final purchases to the front, if you will.
He's given us a world tour of the Walmart that he works at. It's not a smart idea, Brother Martin. Don't do it.
So as always, thank you for shopping at Wally World, better known as Walmart, and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful night. And remember, you are beautiful and you are blessed. Peace.
I'd also be very curious to see what his markup is, because, when you see these guys that resell stuff that you find at retail, the most you see them really making is like $10, right? Because if you think about it, with the shipping and then the time put in, what's your margin of profit? So for this dunderhead, he probably is just like, if he pays 25, maybe his discount brings it down to 21. He's probably like, well, if I get 25 for it, I'm making a whole $4.50. So bingo.
Yeah. I was going to say, dude, what if he just sold it for the exact price that he bought it for?
Just so some poor schlub starts messaging him.
I want to do a couple of plugs up front. I don't want to wait till the end, but Dean, I see you're wearing a beautiful yellow shirt.
Indeed. Hang on.
I want to thank you for purchasing that from ProWrestlingTees.com/Mike Durband. You can get a Mike Durband shirt. You can get My Go shirts. You can get a couple Disco Inferno shirts that I just designed. You can get several Hughesy t-shirts, and all these shirts the profits go directly to those people. I'm not making money off Hughesy or Disco Inferno shirts. They go markup. To support no markup, no Brother Martin markup. So if you want to support these people, buy the shirts. There was just a flash sale in February. Keep an eye out for those because they come up pretty often. So Chad, you got a new shirt. It's not on Pro Wrestling Tees, but it's their sister site.
Yes, yeah, it's called Below the Collar. and it's a sister site of Pro Wrestling Tees. I didn't fall into the wrestling column per their protocol, so they shifted me to the other site where I've got 2 shirts presently, the IB exclusive shirt, and of course, how could any collection be complete without adding the Chadster to your repertoire?
Yeah. Joe, we want to always talk about Manscaped.
Oh, Christ.
Well, my balls are nice and hairless today, so there's one endorsement.
And plug. That's it. They'll love that, Ed Reed. Oh, Christ.
You can get 20% off at manscaped.com plus free shipping with the code GMG.
God damn it. Why can't I find a copy? What the hell's going on here?
Well, we'll do that later.
All right.
All right, well, we got 3 different clips today. We're not just focusing on one person or group. We got 3 different ones, and I haven't told you guys what we're going to do today. These are going to be surprises. So let's start out with somebody fresh. This is somebody that we have never covered on Get My Go.
What?
Probably won't do it again because he's not that interesting. But, as everybody knows, we are great, good friends with the Disco Inferno, and when anybody insults him, we do not take it lightly. We want justice, and it popped up on our radar. I don't know who found this clip, but Chad,
Was it
you
me?
found it. Yeah, it might have been.
I thought it was.
There's a guy named Matthew Klein Kader, and he seems to be a YouTube personality. He's got more subs than us, so again, it's somebody that has more reach than us, but...
Yeah, that's the reach.
Reach around.
He has taken many shots at Disco Inferno, but he did it with somebody else. He did it with Buff Bagwell. He had Buff Bagwell on his show, and together they sullied the good name of our great good friend, Glenn Gilberti.
Wait, time out. He had Buff on his show, or is he Buff's co-host?
No, he had Buff on his show. See, actually, I don't think maybe I didn't find the clip. I just went and listened to it a little bit deeper and found some more gold. I can't look. That's the foggy brain I've got this week. So I apologize if I stepped on any of our cohorts here. But yes, so this guy had Buff, or what seems to be a guy who's purporting himself as Buff around the interview scene on a show of his on YouTube.
Oh, I thought he was Buff's co-host. I fucking love this guy then.
This guy, he's got a lot of videos on his page, and he seems to be, I don't know if he's an MMA fighter or he's training to be or something, but he's in very good shape. He seems like a very, very tough guy, so I hope I don't ever run into him because he's very tough.
Say that I think he's an MMA fighter again.
Yeah, I think he may be an MMA fighter.
That's my move all day.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I know one thing that certainly screams tough is when you want to fight somebody because they made some jokes about you,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's an MMA fighter as much as he just called out an MMA fighter, and that's his claim to fame from listening to the interview with Buff where he mentioned it about 35 times. He called somebody out. They said, "Oh, why don't you come fight me?" He actually went to the location of where they were, and they didn't fight.
I got to figure out that entire story. Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Yeah, man, we gotta get you
YouTube troll responds to fight request for the first time ever. That's pretty good.
All right.
No, I hate. Never mind. I hate this guy.
This fucking glasses. He's shitting me.
Yeah, man, we gotta get you back out to Vegas. Hey, I was gonna ask you, do you talk to Disco? Cause he lives out here. I'll tell you a funny story real quick. This was like a couple years ago before I even moved to Vegas. I lived in California. I used to come here party all the time, and I went to. He worked at a strip club.
Cool.
He still works there. It's called Sapphire.
Oh yeah,
So,
big titty bar.
Yeah.
One of the best titty bars there.
So I'm there with my brothers. We walk in, and I'm kind of fucked up. I'm like, man, is that Disco Inferno working the front? And then I go out, and I'm like, yo, are you Disco? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, first off, wrestling,
notoriety is great and all, and I'm sure Disco makes a couple extra bucks because of who he was and people recognizing him. But how annoying is his job? At least now he's in the back, but when he was out in the front like that, of every asshole 90s wrestling fan, hey, are you Disco? Oh, I remember your match with Rey Mysterio. And oh god, dude, no wonder he hates wrestling fans.
Yeah. What did he used to do out front?
I think he was like VIP reception or something like that.
Okay.
And I think he worked the door just when he first started there. I think he was just like a door guy, and then worked his way up into management.
Whenever someone says, I'll tell you a funny story, that immediately that's not going to be a funny story. And there's been nothing funny about this story so far.
And I'll give you a little bit I watched a little bit before this. So he did not have these glasses on the whole time, right? But this 2.5 hour, whatever the hell this was that he did with Buff. Yeah, I did stay in for a good number of this interview. But the whole thing is he literally just kissed Buff's ass the whole time and talked about how Buff is the greatest of all time and this and that and everybody else sucks and yada, yada, yada. So when he finally ends up putting the glasses on to match, like I said, the guy who's portraying Buff on the rights, he did that to kind of match him. He got even more douchey with the glasses on. And that's where this kind of picks up around where this story is, where, of course, he was so fucked up, man. He didn't know what he's doing, dude. He's just partying out in Vegas, man.
Something else I have a problem with, everybody when they take shots at Disco Inferno, they always have to mention how he works in a strip joint and this and that. I give a guy like Glenn so much credit for, when his career's over, they transition into a regular job. In my eyes, I put them above anybody else. These other people that just do the convention thing, and every weekend they're in a different town at an indie show, or they're begging for money on GoFundMe for a surgery or something like that. And I'm not talking about Brother Martin. I'm talking about actual wrestlers that do that a lot. Glenn he's an upstanding citizen. He's contributing to society. He's got a normal job. He's a great guy.
Upstanding citizen?
He is. I don't understand the shots at people that have normal jobs,
Yeah.
Chad, who are some other guys that live in the real world,
The famous one is just incredible. Okay. Yeah. Now, excuse me. That was about 15 years ago.
Olive Garden.
Yeah. He was actually training in the executive chef program to work at Olive Garden and was seen by fans and was chastised for it all over the internet. The other famous one, excuse me, my good buddy, the franchise was in a Target executive management program built for athletes who were transitioning out of their athletic days and into a management role, who was then chastised, ripped apart very famously by Ric Flair in an interview for working for Target. And it's very stupid. And I give Glenn credit like you would not believe. It doesn't matter where you work. It's a job. It's got benefits. It's a full-time income. Oh, yeah, wow, last laugh on him because he gets to look at naked chicks all day and make money and be who he is and get to stay. That's a big part of these guys staying who they are, is being active and being out in the real world. And if you look at Glenn still got himself all together. He's still got the great hair. He's still in great shape. And it's ridiculous that anybody would make fun of that. And Shane and Just Incredible are two examples of guys that did get chastised for it.
I remember Justin would get it. Not that they all don't get it, but Justin, because it was the first one, got it the worst. Like, he's head breadstick maker and shit like that. I might have posted that. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you mentioned. Oh, sorry, just quickly, I'm glad you mentioned Shane, because I know Wanglin and Brother Martin have made fun of Shane Douglas for that period at Target, which is great. Brother Martin working at Walmart, making fun of someone for working at Target, but
On TV, you think they're like big, and I'm like, bro, I'm bigger than this dude. Like, and I'm like, you were bigger on TV.
He's not a big guy. He's not a big guy.
What? Chip, what?
yeah.
He's not. Dude, all right. I've been around disco. Not that, Mike's been around disco. He's what, like 6 foot?
No.
He's shorter than 6 foot?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm bigger than Disco.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, he's a normal size guy. So.
Yeah.
Buff Bagwell billed as 6'1". Disco Inferno billed as 6'1".
Yes.
When you Google
That's what I'm
it.
saying. Buff
But
and
Buff ain't the
big.
big. Buff is jacked. Well, was again guy on the right portraying Buff Bagwell, not as jacked as the old Buff, but Buff ain't that tall.
Yeah.
Who's he? He's Andre the Giant. No, he's not that big either.
Yeah, let me say one more thing about Disco. So Disco, like when I met him the first time, he was cool. He gave me his number, and like I'd hit him up whenever we'd go to the strip club, and he'd walk us in. He never like hooked me really up with anything, but I gave him a little tip here and there. Like I don't know what his situation's like, but I was trying to help him out.
Trying to help him out. And Glenn does quite well. Come on, dude.
Did he give him his number, or did he give him the number that he plugs on K100
Yeah,
every
that's
fucking
exactly
week?
it.
You catch me at Sapphire Gentlemen's Club, also the world's largest gentlemen's club. So dial 702-369-0003.
So good job, buddy. You fell for exactly why he gives out the number. So you call it when you're coming to the strip club. He gets a little kickback from it, and you spend money at the club. You fucking asshole.
Oh my god.
And it is, but like when I talk to him, like let me say something. Like Buff Bagwell is like, I got a list of like wrestlers that I love. Like on one hand, Buff Bagwell's there. Disco Inferno ain't even in a list. Like he's not even. But let me tell you, you were saying, oh, I don't try to act cool. Like you are being humble. But like this dude tries to act cool. Like, yo, Disco, I know you're gonna see this, bro. You ain't fucking cool, dog. You ain't fucking cool. Those bitches that you could never even fuck any of those bitches at the strip club. So like that's why you're working there. Because you can't get no damn pussy, and you think that might get you an opportunity with some of them.
Go ahead.
Holy shit. This is fucking atrocious. Who is this? I know you're going to hear this, Disco. No, he's never going to hear this. He doesn't give a shit. I'm going to call out Buff Bagwell with his like incoherent response. Buff is not even in Disco's league. Give me a fucking break. Buff ruined WCW for everybody when WWE bought him out. This guy is clearly he's so easily sucked in by somebody working him, and I think Disco is really fucking good at working people.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the $250 he probably paid Buff for this interview. It necessitates the pats on the back that he's handing him, because what list is he in according to him? What list is Buff on?
The cool list.
The cool list. That's what it is. Okay.
It's clearly turned personal because it went from like jokey to like, you ain't cool, dog. You know, like you can't get no pussy. Like, what are you yelling about? What did he do exactly? Did he ignore your call? Did he not? Oh, he never really gave us anything in the club. Oh, so you're bitter that he didn't fucking buy you a drink or hang out? Like, what is this? But it turned personal.
Yeah, got very childish as well. You can't get any pussy. I can guarantee you, anybody that spent money on glasses that have their surname across it is not getting any pussy.
Caper? Caper?
Kader.
Yeah, it looks like
in their attic here with the if their John Cena toy in the back or whatever the fuck that is, inflatable dummy that he's got back there. Where's the hole for John Cena on that one?
What's the name of his podcast?
Matthew Klein Kader podcast. It says right here.
Very creative. Very creative.
What's the name of his podcast? Okay.
But like, bro, like he tried to like, I've talked to him before. He tried to act cool, like you can't big time me, bro. I would never want to have your career. Like you're not cool because you worked in WCW.
You're not. On the contrary.
So like this guy, it really does think he's fucking cool. Like no, bro, you ain't fucking cool. Like
no. And let me tell you something.
Yeah, if you gotta act cool, if you gotta big time people, then you're insecure, and that's why you're trying to behave like that to make yourself feel better about yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Psychology 101.
The projecting is just off the charts here. Like telling him he's not cool, bro. You're not cool. You're not cool. Again, you've got your surname across your glasses. You're not cool. I don't know how you think you're in any way can be down talking Disco Inferno.
And we've gotten to the root of it now, because you think you can big time people. So basically, Disco didn't answer a call, or he stopped responding to the guy because the guy thought, oh, I have Disco Inferno's number. Let me hey, did you see Raw? You know, whatever. And so Disco probably blocked his number, stopped answering him, or realized he was a fucking flake. And that's that. Now you have your beef.
Yep. Or did not come on the podcast. You know how that goes. Guys that say no to podcasts, and all of a sudden they suck. They're terrible. They never did anything in their lives. I, on the contrary, would say how cool Disco's career was. Yeah. Because I just went down a rabbit hole of a bunch of K100 clips yesterday while I'm home doing nothing. And all I got to say is that guy had a pretty fucking cool life, you know? And I think all the stuff that he talked about is pretty fucking cool. This dork with his name across his face. Now, is he supposed to be the Macho Man? Is he supposed to be Buff? Who's it supposed to be that he's mimicking with his little his tagline there? His name being the subject of the podcast. Well, who's he supposed to be? Macho Man? Is that you?
Did he make those
just-
with whiteout?
He might have done. Actually. I wish his parents had a better sense of humor and had called him Kevin.
KKK. Dun dun.
He it reminds me right now, like, you're not cool. I didn't want to hang out with you anyway. Of like a dude who just got turned down by a chick, and he's just like, yeah, you're a fucking whore anyway. I just wanted to see if I could fuck you. I don't like you or anything. Like, that's exactly the kind of shit he's coming across with.
Joe, you're going to have to ask Glenn about this one.
So the journalists at the Get My Go show,
Right.
are going to go after. I guess like there's some comments being made that they're going to do their
Right.
journalism on.
Right.
So here,
All right, let's hear it.
Is this guy wearing his name on a pair of sunglasses?
You
and
bet he is.
goggles?
What's this guy's name?
Matthew Klein Kader.
Is he wearing a
I don't know if I
do-rag?
should know. I'm supposed to know this guy.
But like this dude tries to act cool, like, yo, Disco, I know you're gonna see this, bro. You ain't fucking cool, dog. You ain't fucking
No.
cool. Those bitches, you can never even.
But the guy
fucking
wearing
fool
his
those
name
bitches.
on the glasses
yeah.
that he
This
looked
is
like he put it on
it's like-
the toothpaste is
It's like an accidental cell phone. You know, the guy's like owning
this is great.
Yeah.
Please continue.
You can't big time me, bro. I would never want to have your career. Like, you're not cool because you worked in WCW. You know?
You're not.
So, like, this guy, it really does think he's fucking cool. Like, no, bro, you ain't fucking cool. Like,
Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you the best part of all of this. He somehow got Marcus riled up.
Yeah, right. That is funny. So you're going to do a Get My Go on this guy?
Yeah.
I don't even know who this is.
on
This
this
guy's
segment.
been talking to me every time. I don't even know who this guy
It
is.
seemed personal. Like maybe you blew him off or something. I don't know, but he had.
The guy's trying to make a name for himself and is making up stories, but I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
I don't remember Matthew Kader. I don't.
So Matthew Kader, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
You think the story ends with him getting thrown out of the club?
He got 86th.
The reason why?
Permanent
Can I get
removal.
You ain't cool, dog.
done that either. Like, dude, I'll see like a janitor. I'll talk to him the same way I talk to anybody else. I'm always me, no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's your coworker.
And that's what I realized with like just speaking with you. Like, Buff Bagwell is cool, and he doesn't act, and he doesn't have to like be over the top and try to diss people to make himself feel good. You know,
Buff's
what
had
I'm
enough.
saying?
Okay, timeout. Worked with Buff, okay, years back when he was a little bit more in his senses, okay? That's a worker right there. Buff is a worker in every sense you know what a worker is. He knows how to work people. He knows how to get extra money. He knows what to do to extend the relationship. So this poor schlub, if I'm going to say he paid $250, I'm going to say for the 3 hours he spent with him, he probably paid him $500. So Buff is cool because Buff accepted the money. If it was Disco who accepted the money, Disco would be cool and Buff would suck.
Definitely.
Oh, that was the end of that magnum opus?
Unfortunately, after that, Buff puts over the guy for like 3 minutes straight. So you can tell he padded the lope. He paid Buff pretty well.
That was pathetic. That's where I think around I have to say maybe I got 35, 40 minutes into it because I was driving while I was listening and I was just mind boggled by how much this guy was getting patted on the back by Buff. Buff's like, I could tell you're cool.
Yeah.
I could tell you're just a guy I'd like to hang out with and go to the club, drink a couple beers, we go to the titty bar. And then Buff started talking about titty bars and this and that. And it's like, dude, if the money didn't go through, if the PayPal was a hair late, Buff, and I want to say it was this one. I then went down a Buff interview rabbit hole because I now needed to like torture myself. Buff was like 3 hours late or something for it. I think it was this asshole's where he was late, but just what a fucking mark, man. Just fall for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
We need to revisit this guy.
Okay, we can definitely do that. All right, Dean, since you're wearing that great shirt there, man.
Yes.
Well, look. Speaking of great shirts, look at mine. This is a baseball tee, 3/4 length.
Love that.
You cannot get this on prowrestlingtees.com/Mike Durband because John Wanglin claimed that he invented this image. He copyrighted it. It's the Punisher skull, John. You did not do that. But if anybody's interested in a 3/4 length shirt with this graphic on it, DM me and I'll get a bulk order going. Chad is raising his hand. All right.
I love that. So I have my first Get My Go shirt that came in the mail this week. I wore it the day after it came. I actually wore it to a COVID test. So it's got COVID potential germs on it. So it's in the wash. Was not ready for play today.
You know what you need to do for Chad is do a Get My Go baseball shirt, but mock it up like a Mets one.
All right, Dean, do you want to do a Rue clip or do you want to do JVD, the demon, Johnny V?
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Wow. I find JVD way more fun, so maybe we close out on JVD so I'm not so angry. We go to Rue next.
Okay.
My two neighbors. What a small world.
Philly's finest.
Okay.
Oh, man. Is he in the car just like JD? Did they have the similar intro where they're driving through, the town grooving with the coffee in their hand?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because Rue was in his car, and then for some reason, he got out of the car to record this video. Now, Chad, he didn't do it on a quiet street in the suburbs somewhere where you could, actually hear what he's saying. It seems like he pulled over on a busy highway. Joe, you may be able to recognize the highway he's on. Yeah. But there's a lot of cars going by, and it's at nighttime. It doesn't look like it's very safe. So, Rue, I'm very concerned for you. Why would you do this? It didn't need to be done right then. You could have done it in your car, like you've done previously, or you could have done it anywhere else. But you chose to get off on a busy highway and do this video.
I'm fascinated already because, no disrespect to the dead and everything, but does the death of Louie Anderson really call for a fan tribute video?
That's exactly what I was thinking. This could be the only one on YouTube. So maybe he's trying to go for something there, but I don't think Louie Anderson's death necessitated a tribute video from anybody.
I don't even know who he was, so there you go.
Wow. At least you got, come on, Life with Louie, the old cartoon. He's got years and years of being a stand-up. There's also a lot of stories about Louie then. Ain't that favorable?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry. I had to turn away for a second there to get the damn cat off the desk. Did that touching opening end at an Arby's song? Am I crazy?
No, it was an Arby's sign. I was about to ask, what has that got to do with him? Was he known for having, what was it on sale there? 2 for $6 fucking
crispy fish.
Was he
crispy fish?
Was he an Arby's spokesperson, or is this just where he ended up?
He could have been Arby's connoisseur.
He had a passionate love for crispy fish. What?
Joe, what's that street name?
It looks like it might be McDade Boulevard. Oh, the street name? I can't see
Whitmore?
Yeah, but the main drag there is probably McDade. He went to
where's there an Arby's on the corner?
What's going on, guys? Here with on a very sad day.
What?
Do you think the camera's on the bumper of his car and he's kneeling down? That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Oh, well, it kind of looks like his headlights are shining on him. So I think he might even be doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
What broadcasting or production class has anyone ever taken where it's like, well, here's what you do. Make sure you have the headlights pointed at you.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't he do this? There's got to be a reason he does this shit in the car all the time.
If you don't know, I like to record this in my Jeep, my professional radio recording studio, aka my Jeep.
Is this a secret? It's like
I think it's a part of his FCC licensure renewal that he's got to show different places where he can do remote broadcast. And that's why we've landed on the park bench outside of the Arby's with the headlights in our face.
I guess you'd be kind of confused as to why this 40-year-old man is talking into a professional broadcaster's microphone with a pop filter on it in his Jeep right now at 12:28 in the p.m. in the parking lot of the Acme. Hope you can hear me. The traffic's in the bathroom.
We can't.
Traffic's in the bathroom.
Oh, no, he is kneeling.
Very sad day. One of the comedy icons, legends, passed away. Louie Anderson. I don't have to tell you that. For those of you who remember Louie, not only was he an excellent, my lights went off, but the lighting is still good.
But the lighting is still good.
Says you. By the way, Louie died like early in the day. The news broke around like 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So this is being recorded not at 11 o'clock in the morning, probably south of 11 o'clock at night, or north of 11 o'clock at night, excuse me. And this guy waited all day to do his tribute in the perfect lighting and darkness of Whitmore Street there in Philly, wherever the fuck he is.
That's what I was going to ask, because I thought, was he driving and he heard on the radio that Louie passed, so he's like, I got to pull over. I got to do a video about this. No, clearly not, because he said he passed earlier in the day. Maybe this is just when he found out about it. I'm not sure, but it was urgent. He had to immediately put out this tribute. He couldn't take time to think about it, maybe write something down, get into a nice little, quiet area. No, it had to be on the side of the road.
Okay, so I've gotten to the bottom of this, despite being accused of by Conan and Disco of never doing my research or looking things up for them. Louie Anderson did a show called Baskets on FX that apparently had an episode shot in Arby's.
Okay.
I guess it was centered around Arby's. So, okay.
Okay, makes sense.
For those of you who remember Louie, he was just an excellent comedian, an excellent person, and honestly, my first.
I didn't edit that. That's all him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the disingenuous Stomberg.
In my life, talking about SNL, Dana Carvey, Tom Green, big influence to Rue TV. There was Louie, and honestly, I bonded over a lot of comedy bits. Some of his earlier specials with my dad, and that was pretty much the first time I ever saw stand-up comedy. Fortunately, down the line, my entire family we were able to see Louie live in Atlantic City. Me, my brother, my mom, and my dad, we all went together to see Louie, and it was first time. Some of my family members have seen stand-up comedy.
When people want to do tributes to people, they always make it about themselves.
Always.
It's just, I remember when I went to see Louie Anderson, and me and my family all went to this show. This is the worst tribute ever. Like, how you're not paying any tribute to him. You're just being a self-indulgent douchebag.
What a lame, talking about lame white family night. We're all gonna get dressed up and go see Louie Anderson. Oh boy, was the Steve Harvey show sold out?
I just go back to his disingenuous and just very fake sad reaction that he does. He's just his reactions are always off, and they just drip of being not authentic. And that's exactly so he's doing the fake crying thing. He's trying to compose himself, look off in the distance. Oh, I remember going to Atlantic City and blah blah blah. Great place to take your family, by the way, Mr. and Mrs.
Beautiful. Why is his hat so enormous? That's a few sizes too big. I don't understand.
We had some.
It looks like he's one of those guys that has dreadlocks, and they, when they wrap it up in the thing, and then they put a big hat over it. That's what it looks like.
Small talks, some of you know, little chats here and there online, but from all indication, he was the nicest, absolute nicest person. There seems to be a trend going on right now where the nicest and the funniest seem to be passing away for some reason. I loved Louie, and I loved his comedy. I loved his stand-up. I have all his books, read all his books. I mean, I can remember one of early memory just sitting there in my garage with my late dog Trucker, reading Louie's books, just page after page, and getting insight into his brain and his family life and all that.
That's the craziest thing. Sorry, Dean. That's just the craziest thing I've ever heard. Go ahead. Wait a minute.
Well, again, what is your dog sitting there got to do with you reading his fucking book? But somehow, what's become more annoying than the cars driving past is the fact that he's got his keys in his hand and he keeps jiggling them when he moves his fucking hand. This is really brutal.
Right now. Seem to be passed.
I could see I was an aspiring comedian and I read Steve Martin's book. Or I'm sitting in the garage and I'm reading some philosophy. I'm reading some Nietzsche or something, and that's affecting my thought process. I've never heard of anyone sitting down in the garage and just deep diving into Louie Anderson's catalog of books. That is crazy.
Or when he says all the nice people who are passing away, obviously he means Bob Saget. Obviously he means Betty White. Obviously there's just a pattern of life where, unfortunately, in life, people expire, people pass away. There is nothing we can do about it. There is no pattern. There is no rhyme or reason. There is no why. It just happens. And the fact that these iconic comedians have passed away, it's just unfortunate. That's really it. There's no method here that we have to follow or any kind of traction.
It's not a shock that a 99-year-old woman died. It's not a shock that a very obese Louie Anderson passed away.
Bob Saget
is probably What? It's not a shock. It's not a shock. Yeah.
By the way, Louie Anderson was 69 when he died.
Oh yeah, so
he way outlived his expiration.
And he had cancer. He had a blood cancer. So it's not like he just unfortunately expired. Bob Saget, guys, they're all. Louie Anderson had blood cancer. So I mean, this was. I hate to say, it was kind of in the cards for his diagnosis, but Louie and his family, I'm sure, were ready for this. Rue, not prepared. Rue did not get the memo to start, the process.
You're not going to giggle at 69?
69, dude.
Giggle at Louie Anderson at 69.
It's and I said it was the craziest thing ever, and it is very strange to me, but it's also kind of unique for someone to have Louie Anderson as like their big comedic hero. Like if you were to be like, oh, name your top 5 comedians or whatever, who the fuck says Louie Anderson? Would he even make your top 50? I'm sorry to keep harping on this. That's just fascinating to me. Louie Anderson as an influence, really?
Yeah. You say that because you want to stand out and you want somebody to pat you on the back when Louie Anderson dies. So it's probably just like everything that has to do with Rue, fake, disingenuous, and not authentic.
He also said that Tom Green is an influence. Doesn't that say a lot about his comedic chops? Tom Green was popular for about 2 years in the early 2000s, and that's about it.
The hard times that he went through growing up, and the good times that he went through growing up, and his experiences in comedy, and just a very sad day, man. If you haven't checked out Baskets, it's streaming on Hulu right now. And, he won an Emmy for that. He won an Emmy for a supporting actor for playing Mama Baskets. Check out a clip right now of Louie accepting his awards. Baskets itself is great. And there's a couple heartfelt clips, and I hope you guys can hear me over the traffic.
You can't.
Shut up! Try to talk to Louie! Jesus Christ!
So that's his Louie impression.
That's an unhinged person.
So he knows that the traffic's going to be a problem, but he's acknowledging it. But he thought to do it anyway.
Does this end with the officers pulling up and asking him what the fuck he's doing and shining a light right into his eyes to check his pupils?
With people coming out of Arby's with their crispy fish that are 2 for $6, as we know by the sign, being like, there's a guy yelling at his car right now.
That's a great pause point, too, because that is just a deranged face right there.
Yeah.
What does Vince Russo have to do with this is what I want to know at the end of it. Where does Vince Russo fall into this conversation?
Or Ed Ferrara.
He just yelled, "I'm trying to talk to
look
Louie."
At that. Look at that. That's the thumbnail. That's going to be the guy.
There it is.
Right there.
You going to draw that, Mike? Or?
Yes, definitely.
He said, "I'm trying to talk to Louie." That's what he shouted to him.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not insane.
No, you're not. You're not trying to talk to Louie. You're just being self-indulgent.
Anyway.
He just laughed at himself. Hold on.
Christ! I just wanted to pay tribute to a comedic inspiration and a really great guy. I want to say a shout out to my family. Last March, they got me a cameo from Louie, a birthday cameo. So I want to play that for you. I want to play that cameo for you guys right now. It's very special to me. So check it out in its entirety.
Happy, happy birthday to every girl and boy. I hope this very special day brings you lots of joy. I hope the birthday present you get from all your friends makes this very special day seem like it never ends. Survey says, Rue's birthday. Happy birthday, turning 40. All right. Oh, I wish I was 40 again. I wish I was 40 again. Yes. Anyway, I'm really glad that that your family, who is so sweet, reached out to me. They told me that you are very funny and creative yourself, and that's a lovely. Yep. I'm with Rue. It's his 40th birthday. For God's sakes. Anyway, Rue. Oh, family. Anyway.
It's actually really clear now watching guy because I literally had no idea who this guy was. Watching him now, he is definitely an inspiration to Rue, because Rue does crap like this on his podcasts and shit all the time, where he talks to off camera and shit like that. It's Rue is a really, really low budget Louie Anderson. It's amazing.
There's a space on the bottom right for poor Louie. May he forever rest in peace.
You know what it's like, but your family sounds really nice. I want you to stay creative, stay funny. It'll get you through things. Write down a list of all the stuff that you want to create, that you want to do, and that you want to make funny, and then work on that list. And you don't have to be perfect. Just make the list. It'll help you get to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And pretty soon, you're hosting The Feud with Rue. Wouldn't that be fun? Survey says family loves you, Rue, and so does Louie, and so does Chris. Chip! So sorry. Listen, kid, I want you to get a Kirkland and a Klondike bar and relax. Have some fun. And play The Feud with your family. All right. Keep doing it, Rue. What a great name. I love it.
It's not a great name.
Oh, boy. I'm not going to criticize the Louie because I was actually kind of sad because now that Chad mentioned that he was sick and stuff, but I would just like to say that Rue's family says he's very funny and creative. Survey says
Ding, you're wrong. Look, I mean, again, yes, you are exactly right. That does not look like a guy who was not in the best of shape, even for Rue's 40th birthday, like 10 years ago. But it doesn't matter. If he was an inspiration, that's fine. This was not reflective of a guy that inspired you. Sorry. Disingenuous again.
What's this shithole?
This. Come on, Joe. Tell me you don't recognize that.
I've never seen this in my life.
He felt that this bar was going to be a good place to record the ending for that tribute video.
Cheers, Louie. I love you. See you when I get there. Oh.
See you at the crossroad.
Sir, you're gonna have to drink that beer if you want to stay in here, not just take it off the bar.
If he was all the way down on South Street, then that was Tattooed Mom. But that's the only place I know of that looks anything similar to that.
Tattooed Mom? That's the name of the bar?
Yeah. Dollar PBRs. Not bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That was something. I just like I already said, I'm just fascinated. That's such an odd choice for a hero. I can't believe he's spending evenings just soaking up Louie's wisdom in his multiple books, apparently.
Multiple. He was a
reader. I've never even heard of that.
He hosted the Family Feud in the early 2000s, and my buddy up there, the Aussie guy, would appreciate the Opie and Anthony bits they did making fun of Louie as the host of Family Feud. So for anybody who would like to go search out Louie's time on Family Feud, search out O&A talking about Louie. You won't regret it. Show me pudding.
Would that be a better tribute than the one Rue just did?
Yes.
I imagine it would be. That's the thing I said before. Worst tribute ever. Is he trolling us now? Yeah. Like, is he deliberately putting out garbage just for us to make fun of and draw some viewers in? Because that is embarrassing. That you think that's a good way to pay tribute to your hero. That was pathetic.
Arby's,
pretty on brand to me.
Did he get some Arby's while he was there? That's the kind of resolution I want to know about.
You should have been eating the Arby's, yeah.
He's done videos before where he goes, gets fast food, and then eats it, and then records himself recording his show.
Okay.
But
then
he didn't do that on this one. He didn't do it this time.
Then he pretends there's a hair in it, and then he goes back and gets his money, because I don't fancy Rue as a guy who likes to spend the money a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we're going to cut it there. We'll check out the JVD clip on the next episode. Because it's a really good clip.
Boy.
Aussie guy, what do you got going on?
I've got Malatown. Just search Malatown on your favorite podcast app. It might be there. We drop an episode each week, and we've currently been doing a little bit of football picks for the NFL playoffs. So there's been a few extra shows. I'm working on perhaps a GMG related episode. I've been in talks with Grapplers 6 and 7. So hopefully by the time this episode comes...
Hold on. Grapplers 6 and 7 who have been on fire on Twitter lately. We got them.
They are killing it.
Follow them.
They're always great.
Yeah.
When they take their breaks, but when they get going, they're a lot of fun. watching them go at people on Twitter. But yeah, hopefully by the time this is out, hopefully I have locked down this discussion with Grappler 6 and 7, and we're going to go back to the early days of Reality Check Podcast Network and all the things that helped lead to Get My Go, because the Grapplers had a lot to do with the crash and burn of Reality Check. So yeah, look forward to that. Hopefully I can hook that up pretty soon with those guys. Outside of that, on Twitter, I am at that sussy guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be. And this will come out a couple of weeks after the Super Bowl is over, but I want you to give your prediction right here. The Super Bowl is actually in, when is it?
Los
Angeles.
Week, right?
Yeah, it's next week.
Next week. As we record, it's a week away, yeah.
Yeah, so Dean, who do you got?
I got the Rams. I think the Rams will hurt them on defense. I think with Donald and Von Miller, etc., we'll get to Joe Burrow. So I think the Rams win pretty easily. I picked them by 2 touchdowns, but I've been really bad with my picks this playoffs. So who knows? But yeah, I got the Rams winning easily. Aaron Donald crushing Joe Burrow is my thoughts.
Okay. Chad, when is the deadline for the William Shatner signing that you have?
The deadline would be March 13th, I want to say, if you want to send in an item or purchase an item for the William Shatner private signing. A lot going into that one, so really could use everyone's support. At Chad EMB on Twitter, at IB Exclusives on Instagram, IBExclusives.com, TMPTEmpire.com, Triple Threat Podcast, Eyes Up Here with Francine. But go to belowthecollar.com/IB Exclusives and pick up the IB Exclusive shirt or the Chadster shirt. And just like with Pro Wrestling Tees, it gives you the options. It gives you all the different styles you can pick out. Definitely support it. My mom loved the Chadster shirt, so pick my mom's favorite shirt. Buy yourself a Chadster t-shirt today.
Yeah, and you got Killer Cross coming up too.
And Killer Cross, yeah, the deadline for that would have passed by the time this comes out. But anybody want something, holla.
Yeah. So you get, like, if you have Killer Cross in your presence, you get a bunch of extra stuff signed, right?
Correct.
To sell at a later time?
Yeah, I'll go to shows. I'll do like a monthly card show or go to a wrestling show. I'll be at the big event in New York on March 5th with Francine, so we'll have stuff there for sale. So anything from a past guy I've worked with, the Daniel Bryan stuff, oh my gosh, for Bryan Danielson, unbelievable merchandise we have left over from that.
If I could afford a William Shatner, I'd love to get something signed with hashtag Spats with Shats.
You stay out of it, okay? Now that I know your history, you stay away from it, all right? That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Joe, you promised a watch-along series with John Paz. When is that going to happen?
That's right.
I don't know. He's driving me nuts. He's dying to do it, and every week something else comes up. And I'm like, it's because I thought I was taking on another show for Conrad. And I was like, dude, I got to postpone this. I don't know. I keep fucking getting more shows. And but I didn't wind up taking that on. So maybe it'll be sooner rather than later. But to pay off on my rumored big announcement from like 6 months ago, guess what? Creative Control on permanent hiatus. Oh, golly. What are you going to do? Yeah.
So that's official now.
That's official. I've taken it down from a different or taken it away from different ad companies and off different boards and stuff. I can't do it anymore. Can't do it.
The whole network?
No, just my show.
Oh, okay. I think you meant the whole.
Remember when that existed?
I was gonna say you just gave me like a semi-panic attack.
No.
Okay, good.
Well, I was gonna say you just said I can't do it anymore. You haven't been doing it forever. What are you talking about?
You don't do it. Yeah. So I remember I said that on here, and I was gonna do a final episode, but I don't give a fuck. So
nobody else does either. So it's fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Am I plugging shit right now?
Yeah. Do it.
Raven Effect Mondays with Raven and Rich Bikini. Rich Bikini, very talented MLW announcer. Raven is Raven. And I'm on K100 with Conan and Disco. Comes out later in the week. I guess I can say now because who knows with this fucking schedule. And then K100 Talks and Rehash come out on the same feed. And check me out on Twitter at JFFeeny3RD and the Creative Control Network at the CC Network 1.
Yes, and you can check out me on Twitter at Mike Durband. Check out at Get My Go Show on Twitter. And please, I beg of you, subscribe to this channel. We have, I don't even know what we have, but it's nowhere near the numbers of Matthew Klein Kader, and we want to at least get up to his level. So subscribe. I don't care if you hit the bell or not, just subscribe, please. And check out youtube.com/Mike Durband, prowrestlingtees.com/Mike Durband, and you can get a multitude of t-shirts there. Thank you very much, and we're going to get to JVD on the next episode. the demon.